to all the runners, the marathoners, fitness enthusiasts, athletes. With the COVID wave behind us, the live events have started and we're looking forward to participating on the ground events. We're practicing with full rigor. The training has gone back to where it already was. This video, we're going to cover up all the aspects that will have a big impact on your performance on the race day. So let's get started. We've broken down this video into 3 parts. The first one is all about sleep, rest and recovery. The second part is going to deal with foods that you should be careful when you've gotten started with your training plan. And the third is about foods that you should strictly keep away to ensure that your performance is at its best on the race day. So let's talk about beginning the training for the race or the event. So typically all of us would know that this begins with you enrolling with a coach physically so that he guides with your training plan, or you register with an online coach, or you have a friend who guides you about the plan that you need to implement to get ready for the marathon. What is very important is ensuring that there is a little discipline now that you have a few weeks or a few months left before the race day, because this will have a huge impact on your performance eventually when it matters the most. The fact that I'm going to talk about right now is only about sleep, because sleep is one factor that is very commonly overlooked by a lot of runners and athletes. And I'm sure you've come across people also who say that I can run with 5 hours of sleep, and I did run with a 3 hour of sleep. And let me just tell you that it's not great, and neither is it advisable. There may be a few bad days that all the runners within us face, where we don't have a choice. But if you know that you have 8 weeks or 16 weeks before the marathon, I think sleep is one factor that I want you to place in your wish list or to-do list. And we've often heard people telling their partners that I need to hit the bed at 10 o'clock and no more late night parties for us. And yes, these are the people who actually we look upon when they perform very well. So why is sleep so important? So sleep is the time when your body releases something called as a growth hormone that will actually take care of the wear and tear that has happened in your muscles during your practice sessions, exhaustive practice sessions. You're on the ground for hours together and we really don't realize how much of damage has happened in the body. So when you rest enough, your body gets enough time to heal the injuries that have happened within. Rest also ensures that your heart is resting, because when you run at a faster pace, your heart is pounding faster than ever before, and it's very imperative and important that your heart gets enough of rest to be fresh and ready for the next day's demands. Rest will also ensure that your body is throwing out all the toxins so that your organs are functioning well. If you're not well rested, if you're not well recovered, even if you eat the best of foods, it's not going to help you perform to the best of your abilities on the race day. The second thing that becomes very important when you're training for a marathon is what food are you eating. And I'm sure all of us within our running community keep on discussing with friends, what are you eating, what are you avoiding, what is helping you. So let's just have a look at what you should be careful about during your training period in terms of the food that you eat. The first point is the golden rule is stick to homemade food, stick to local foods, because that's what your body is used to processing, and stick to quality foods. That's the golden rule of eating when you're in your training period for the marathon. The second question normally asked is how many calories should I eat? So the thumb rule for calculating your calorie requirement is around 35 to 40 calories per kg body weight. So if you're a 60 kilo runner, you're expected to eat at least around 2500 calories in a day, for which you might have to reach out to a nutritionist to understand how much are you consuming and is it good enough. The next food that is very important during your training periods is carbs. Yes, carbs are converted into glucose, which are saved in your muscles as muscle glycogen that come to your rescue during your runs. Extra glucose is also stored in liver, which comes to your rescue. So yes, you eating adequate carbs or around 60%, 70% of your calories from carbs is also very important. It's the type of carbs that is very important along with the quantity that you're consuming. Just ensure that you're including enough of complex carbs, that are the carbs that are slowly digested, which includes whole grains like oats, quinoa, dalia, whole wheat products. You can have millets in your carbs because they have a better nutritive value. Ensuring good carbs is the best thing you can do during your training period. How much of protein should a runner eat? Now your protein requirement is generally 1 gram per kg body weight, but if you are into intensive running, then you need to consume around 1.5 grams protein per kg per day. So if you are a 60 kilo person, you need to consume around 90 grams of protein. Are you consuming that much of protein? You need to get that checked from somebody who can help you with a sports plan. Talking about protein, the quality of protein is also extremely important as it will have a direct impact on your recovery and your performance. Is ensuring that there is enough of essential amino acids or first class protein included in your diet if you are a runner is of prime importance. The simplest friend of a runner and who can eat an egg is an egg, because egg is cheap, it is easily available, and it has all the essential amino acids that your body needs. Fish, lean chicken, dairy products such as cottage cheese or beans, lentils, chickpeas are all sources of protein, and you should include them in generous amounts in your day if you're training for a marathon. The other thing is ensuring that you have enough amounts of fat, because as your calorie requirement increases, you need to ensure that you are eating foods that will take care of your energy requirement. So there is no one fat that is a master fat or the best fat. Our body requires different kinds of fat as a person, as a runner, which includes MUFA, PUFA, MCTs. So ensuring that you have a wide array of oils in your cooking can be the least you can do during your training period. You can include different types of oils such as groundnut oil, rice bran oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, coconut oil, mustard oil. Just ensure that you don't mix two oils, because the boiling point of different oil is different, and including variety is the key. Omega-3 fatty acid is one nutrient that a runner must never forget, because it helps you manage the inflammation that happens in your joints because of exhaustive training. And the best food to reach out for omega-3 fatty acids is fish. But if you are a vegetarian, walnuts are the best sources, chia seeds, it's found in pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. So ensuring that you are incorporating the good fat in your diet will just help you perform better. Looking at vitamins and minerals, your requirement as a runner is definitely way more than a person with a sedentary lifestyle. There are a host of vitamins, B1, B2, B3, B6. Vitamin C and vitamin E are very important for you as a runner because they are antioxidants and are required in huge amounts, especially if you are a runner. The best way to ensure that you are meeting your vitamin requirement is in eating huge, generous, regular amounts of fruits that are local, that are seasonal, and ensuring that you have vegetables in both the meals. Can be in the form of a salad or a cooked vegetable or a soup or a smoothie. Dark green leafy vegetables should be your go-to option at least thrice a week. Even if you can ensure that you are having good amounts of fruits and vegetables, you may not have to reach out for a multivitamin supplement. If you are a poor eater, or if you think your recovery time is taking longer, then your nutritionist or dietitian might advise a supplement to meet your demands. The last but not the least is your minerals that are very important as a runner, basically calcium and iron. If you're including leafy vegetables, millets and whole grains and pulses and non-veg in your food, non-vegetarian products, then you might not have to reach out for a supplement. And to keep it simple, to meet your calcium demands, including dairy 2 servings every day as milk, curd, cottage cheese can ensure that you're meeting your calcium demands. But if you're lactose intolerant, then you might be suggested to take a supplement so that your bone health is not, the training is not taking a toll on your bone health. Hydration is one thing that you cannot afford to miss if you are a serious runner. And to calculate your water requirement, the thumb rule is your body typically requires 1 liter of water for every 25 kilos, which is around say 3 liters for somebody who is 75 kilos, plus the water that you've lost during your practice. The best way to understand how much water was lost is to check your weight before the run and after the run. So if you've lost 800 grams during your run, it means you've lost close to 800 ml of water, which you need to add throughout the day. If you ensure that these are included in your diet, you don't need to complicate things and make it difficult and messy. If you actually look at the diet of elite runners, maybe somebody as elite as Kipchoge, you just realize that he is eating local food, which is the maize porridge, which is also called as ugali. He eats his rice, his potatoes, his boiled vegetables. Mufara also reaches out for his chicken sandwiches. So just keep it simple, eat healthy, eat homemade foods. There are superfoods that are recommended for runners, but just adding superfoods without the fundamentals of eating correctly is not going to help you in the long run. We will come up with a separate video that talks about superfoods for the super runner in you very soon. But till that time, you can ensure that you're not missing all the nutrients that we just discussed. Now let's look at foods that you need to avoid if you are a runner so that it doesn't have any adverse impact on your performance. The biggest discussion between two people who are runners is how many calories they've lost during their practice, and how they can afford to eat a cheat meal because they have earned it after a long day's run and the other stuff. And we know how important it is to eat immediately after a long run, and we've seen groups of runners reaching out to the local vendors to ensure that they're stuffing themselves with calories. So I'm just taking a minute here to repeat the fact that eating immediately after the run is very important, but what you eat is equally important. Otherwise you're going to waste all the hard work that you've put in for 2-3 hours before you just ate the small snack. We've seen people eating buttery dosas or maybe reaching out to burgers or junk food. So even if you're burning calories, it still does not give you the right to indulge in junk food or food that is unhealthy, because that food is going to still have the same impact internally as it would do to a layman. So running more does not give you the right to eat junk food. The second thing is alcohol is a strict no, especially in the training days that are leading up to the marathon, because alcohol will take up all your quota of calories without giving you any incremental nutrients. So just learn to probably say a no to alcohol or liquor. The third thing is deep fried foods just to add up to the calories because your energy demands are increasing is not the way to look at food. It still does not give you the right to eat fried foods like chips or fries or pakoras or tikkis or whatever it is. The next thing that you should keep away from during your training period is indulging in sugary beverages, because a lot of advertisements strongly recommend sugary drinks which have nothing but sugar. So if you're trying to look at an energy drink, just ensure that it is a scientifically proven formula and it is recommended within the community. Sweets are also one thing that you should just keep away for a few weeks before the marathon, because you definitely don't want to weigh more on the race day, and it is going to have a negative impact on your pace or your speed or your performance in general. Also avoid eating outside foods for the weeks leading to the race day, because you definitely don't want to have a stomach infection or upset stomach which is going to not allow you to continue with your training practice. So as much as possible stick to these guidelines so that you have a memorable run and you enjoy it as well. I'm sure you found this video informative and useful. Do try and implement the changes and the guidelines that were shared in the video. I'm sure it will help you have a better performance, put your best foot forward on the race day. Do share it with your running buddies or fitness enthusiasts or aspiring marathoners so that they also have an insight into what they should be eating or not eating. Do like the video, do share it with your family and friends as well. Keep supporting us the way you normally do. For any queries, you can always leave it in the comment box and we'll get back to you. Before we end the video, we do have diet plans made especially for marathoners, ultra runners, triathletes, endurance athletes, wherein we customize their eating habits with their demands depending on the goal that they're looking at. Whether you're a vegetarian, non-vegetarian, you have to travel extensively, so it is customized to meet your requirements and to help you reach your goals. You can check out our website. You can feel free to reach out to us to find out more details about the same. You all have a nice event, nice running day. Make it memorable. Do share some videos or your photos after your event, and we would love to hear from you. Bye bye.